Now real quick before we get started, I just wanted to remind you guys that we're still working on that goal. We're trying to work to 1 million subscribers, so I need your help. If you haven't already subscribed and you like watching my videos, definitely hit the subscribe button and the bell. In the meantime, I'm working on cleaning up that first ever painting video that I can't wait to share with you guys. Of course, here's a picture right here. All right, let's jump into the video. Hi, I'm Kevin Hill, and today we're going to do a beautiful little springtime painting. It should be a lot of fun and it's good timing. And if you're looking forward to seeing this and you'd like to see more, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more painting videos. All right, let's get started. So I've already put a little clear gel and white on the top, kind of top 2/3 of the canvas, something like that. All right, now let's get a little bit of a blue sky, but not perfectly blue. We are going to add some red. I'm already running out of white. That's all right. I'd rather squirt out more than have a little bit of waste at the end. I know you guys probably think the same way because, man, it can add up fast, right? Anyway, I don't know why I'm rambling about that. Let's worry about our blue sky. Let's get that thing in. There. And you see it just blends right into that clear gel and white. And every once in a while I still get questions, you know, what kind of paints and brushes am I using? Well, it's all available. Today it's oil, of course, but it's all available at our website, which you can find the link for that in the description below. There, that looks good. Actually, that's probably enough sky for today. We need to do a mountain. All right, I'm just filling in that mountain. See, I just did a quick sketch and then blocked it in with a big 2-inch brush just to get it done, right? Time-saving tip for you. The other time-saving tip is, well, we got this color on the brush. Let's get in here and paint some water. You know, that water could maybe feel a little more blue, but maybe not a whole bunch more blue. Right there, that's about right. Kind of somewhere matches the sky. Oh, that's pretty all the way across. There we go. That is halfway decent, isn't it? And of course, we'll pull our reflections into that, but it's a good start, isn't it? Oh, it's very misty, and I like that. I think that's going to look so pretty with the pink trees and other trees and whatnot. Yes. There, I'm just finishing up removing as much of this paint as I can get. And that's the secret to painting here, at least painting this style, is get the paint off of the canvas. It's not going to do you any good up there. As funny as it is, you got to put it on and then pull it off to put the next layer down. Otherwise, next layer, it won't work too well. The paint will, it'll decide to come off the canvas and onto your brush instead of the other way around. So take that paint off. It's your worst enemy up here. All right, next, let's go ahead and just drop in. Let's drop in these beautiful yellow highlights, which we can achieve because we did pull that paint off. So now they look yellow. Otherwise, they would kind of look brown. They would be mixing with that purpley blue. Actually, maybe get a little green in there probably. But this way, they're nice and pretty and no issues at all. That's good. Look at that. Little yellow there, a little red even. You can change color. Ooh, it's almost too much yellow. Yes, a little more red, a little more white, a little yellow ochre. Just play around with it till you get the color you want. In fact, it's better to mix up multiple colors than just have one flat dead color all the way across this mountain. Our paintings are too much effort to not have all the colors, right? Too much time and effort. I want it to come out good. And the way you do that is color. You know, you could have a tree. I don't even know why we're getting into all this one painting a mountain, but I'm in it, so let's keep going. You could have a tree, and that tree could be done, honestly, not very well. But if you've got 10 or 15 different colors in that tree, even though your brush strokes weren't very good and kind of looks, it'll still look really pretty. Just trust me. So that's the secret. If you don't know how to paint, just throw a bunch of color in, and it'll look good anyway. Oh yeah, we're already way off topic today. That's a good place to be, isn't it? There, I'm just finishing up, kind of adding these purple shadows is all. Just, honestly, what was it? Just really, kind of this original mountain color repainted on here. Ended up looking darker because I took the paint off, and so now you can put it on a little heavier. It appears darker. Now this mountain it's not very, hold on, I see something. I want a little highlight up here. Nice, okay. This mountain's not really important to the painting. It's just there. Our trees are more important. I just want mist. So I'm gonna take a blender brush and I want to work it, just trying to kind of remove some of the harshness of it. A little little mist right kind of in that pocket maybe. See, you can create these planes in that mountain that way. So honestly, that's about it. Let me see, maybe a little, you can actually start out here, and you'll bring it in. Just make sure you wipe your brush off real good before you hit the sky. All right. Soft, soft, soft. You can stand back. Actually, the further you stand back, the safer you are, because you can actually see what it is that you're doing. So I took just a second here to sketch out the foreground, and I'm going to just paint it in dark for the most part, maybe a little darker toward the bottom, but nothing too crazy. A little yellow ochre here and there maybe. See that, just to lighten it up. So you got some light areas and some dark areas in the underpainting. Very important. You know, we like to do that around here, right? What that does is it creates an extra amount of depth in the painting that wouldn't otherwise be there. You kind of just be flat, which is okay to have a flat underpainting, but boy, is it easier if you don't. So much easier to build that dimension into the background, and then when you go to highlight it, it's already there. It's so easy. It just falls right into place, doesn't it? So that is my free tip for the day. You gotta give it a try if you haven't already. There. Nice. Then, of course, you know what you do to those corners? Make them nice and dark. That's what you do to them. Nice. I'm just using a 1-inch brush. This is dry. All of that, no medium or anything, so it's kind of scratchy and hard to grind this in, but it makes highlighting so much easier, doesn't it? So as you can see, I already added a quick tree. It was just kind of the same way, just scrubbed right on up the canvas to get that tree. But here's the fun part. I'm adding these really pretty little highlights. I know the painting is far from finished, and the last thing you would think we'd be doing right now is highlight, but this tree is kind of in the background of the foreground, if that makes any sense, because I've got my pink trees, which are both going to be in front of this one. And so I'm going to pretty much finish this one out so that, at least on this side, I'm going to leave this side blank because I got my pink tree. In fact, I'll wipe that area off really good before I put the pink tree in. But this way, at least, we start to kind of establish our values in here. I like that. It looks good. Just kind of getting a little of that light color. I mean, this doesn't have to be the final highlight. This could be something as simple as just kind of a mid-tone or something like that, and then hit it at the edge, you know, with a really bright highlight if we want it. You know, it just doesn't really matter. And it's kind of whatever at this point, because the pink trees, I think, are going to dominate anyways. But there you go. That, to me, looks halfway decent, doesn't it? All right. Yeah, we're just going to move right on down the tree. Kind of hit this little area here. What's nice is there's very little paint down here, so it's going on nicely. That's what's nice. All right, now I'm just finishing up the most important step, which is pulling off all of this pink color. So I threw it on very quickly, just smooshed it on, I think with the, there it is, with a 1-inch brush, just smash it in, and then what you do is you come back and you pull it all off to where there's just a stain on the canvas. By the way, the reason this looks so nice is because I took a few minutes and I rubbed away this tree all up in this area where I thought, you can see a little there, where I thought that the pink would go. Because otherwise, if you put pink over green, it could turn kind of gray. So what you want to do is you want to make sure all that color comes off. That side wasn't as important. All right, now here we go. Here's my color. Here's my detail round brush. Let's go ahead and see if we've pulled enough paint off to where we can go ahead and at least get a little highlight going. We may not do the entire highlight with the detail brush, but at least I'm going to start it with this. No, I'm not. What am I doing? That's too slow. Let's do something different. I'm going to use the 1-inch brush. I'm going to do a lot of the highlight with the 1-inch brush, and then I'm going to finish with the detail brush. This is way better. See this? Sometimes you got to just play around with it. I think if these trees were maybe a little smaller, or if I didn't have 2 of them to do, you could maybe get away with the detail brush, but I'm just way too much. I wouldn't say in a hurry, but I'm not going to be sitting here for 3 hours with the detail brush painting in each leaf. Not when it's not completely necessary. So see that just plunking on some of that highlight, and then, yeah, it looks kind of silly now. It really does. But what you can do is you can come back and make it look less silly now with the detail brush, and your paint's already there to work with. See how much faster that'll happen? And honestly, it looks better too sometimes. So now I'm pretty much just going to repeat the same steps on this tree here on the right. There's a lot less paint on this one, So it should actually be a little faster. And let me see, there's also a glare, so I can't see it, so maybe it'll make it slower. Who knows? There. So I'm just literally kind of almost at random stamping this on. The light is coming across like this, so we've got, you know, big clumps of highlight just on the side of the canvas there. Kind of breaking this up into clumps is going to be your best way to do it, to create some depth, because this is more or less the shadow side of the tree, isn't it? Just get started here with the 1-inch brush. That's all it takes. All right, I'm started. Now let's get in here and finish with all sorts of, look at this mess over here, all sorts of different colors going on. There. Just start out with pink, just red and white, and then you kind of add other things. You know, add some blues and add some yellows, but not to the same pile of paint, right? And just you build up these different colors, a little hit of white every once in a while, just pure white, because it'll mix with what's on the canvas. It all just turns out nice, but it takes just a few minutes here of these comma strokes, which is what we're doing. So maybe I'll jump back when I'm doing another color. All I'm doing right now is the pink. Look at how this tree just starts to glow as you add these extra colors to it. And this is a nice bright white. I have it tinted with just a little yellow, but not much. The yellow, of course, is just beautiful with the pink. Oh, I love this. Every time we paint these little springtime trees, it's just so much fun. You guys really seem to enjoy these paintings. I thought, well, the timing was pretty good, wasn't it? Yes. You know what's out around here? Actually, a lot of the white ones are out. The pink ones haven't come out yet. A lot of the white ones. We should do a painting with a white flowering tree instead of a pink, but oh well. I like these pink ones. Nice. Sprinkle a few highlights up in there, but I want less and less. I want it to look, you know, look like the light's just kind of shining through this way. We should actually make this area glow a little more. But for now, I'm just worried about the one on the right. Gotta get that done. Looks good though. There, I'm just kind of finishing up painting in these fence posts. The best way to do it is to put them in kind of faint and then go back and darken them up like you see me doing right here. Because then if you don't like when they're easier to kind of blend in to the background. Cool, that looks pretty good. See how they get jagged here? A little bigger. They can always get bigger. It's a little harder to make them smaller. They'll always get smaller too, but it doesn't really matter. You know, you can work them back and forth. You can always get smaller. But anyway, now on to the real good stuff here, which is, let me see, I'm kind of out of white. I'll squirt some more out in a moment, but let's get us some final grass highlights around these fence posts before we highlight. Would be a good order, I think. Not that I'm known for doing anything in order. There. Oh, I like this. I like the shadows. You know, let's leave some of those. Light's coming across like that. A lot of that could be due to the tree. We don't know. Whatever the viewer sort of thinks it looks like, that's what we're going to roll with, you know? We don't care about making it exactly perfect. We just need to get it close. The viewer can actually fill in the blank, which is totally the better way to go about it. There we go. Nice. You can kind of go the other way too. If you get down here and you think maybe you want them going the other way, you can just give yourself a different texture just to break it up, you know. That's completely fine too. Multiple textures usually makes everything look really good instead of just nice. Usually looking really good. See how everything grows down toward the road, which we haven't even put in yet. Oops. Guess better get to that at some point. Maybe. Oh, I hit a little pink and I like it. I don't want to ruin my beautiful effect of light coming through, so I'm going to be real careful. Maybe stop here soon, maybe put some darks back in. And like I said, just don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose that light. Or the dark. Did I say light? Dark? I don't know. I don't even know. It's okay. We're all right. There. Well, now we're finally working on this path here, and it's really the last thing, isn't it? Last thing to do. We got to get this canvas covered. Well, okay, it's not the last thing to do, but we got to get the canvas covered, right? That looks pretty decent. Actually, I want to put a little yellow ochre, maybe a little yellow ochre and white mix back here, just to see that right there. It is, just to create a little warmth. So light's coming across like this. Actually, so most of our highlight, of course, would be on the left that way. All right, that looks good. I'm just loving the pink. you know, in there. Just, it's pretty. And it kind of ties the painting together with color, which is so important. Yes, that looks good. Look at that, just bring that together. All right, that's a good underpainting. Now we'll just grab, let me see here, 3/4 brush. The reason I'm choosing the 3/4 brush is because it's clean. A lot of my other brushes are dirty. How do you like that for a reason? Oh boy. Yes, this is gonna be perfect, watch this. Get all that nice highlight on there. Not too much. And what we'll do actually is we'll probably come back and add in the little shadows if you want, you know, extra little shadowy bits across here, kind of following the shadows that we put in. That's up to you. Sometimes you don't really need to go that crazy. Now the next thing we're going to do is add on a highlight to these little fence posts up here. And it doesn't really matter which one you start with, right? Because you can kind of just pick one. I don't know why it doesn't. It just doesn't matter. There. Oh, that's good. So I would say probably put a little more detail, a little more even texture, you know, physical paint sticking forward off the canvas kind of texture in these first 3, and then allow them to become softer, flatter, you know, less paint as you work back. And that way, you know, you're kind of using the oil paint to your advantage. It's kind of cool. I like to use my brush upside down when I do this sort of stuff. It just makes things work out a little better. Yeah. Okay, that to me, that's just about right. Maybe this one here we don't need quite as bright. That's possible. It's a little more in the shadow. Maybe even the shadow from this tree. It's just quieter on this side. The interest is more right in here. The light in the painting's more right in there. Oh, I like this. We could play around with this for all day. This is just so pretty. That purple in there, you should be quick to add purple when you're working with, you know, a springtime painting. It looks so good. There, I can't wait to see this with the liner brush. It's gonna be so pretty. I kind of have to just get through some of these last details and then we'll hit it with the liner brush. Oh, it's gonna pop. Okay, that's nice. And like I said, here's my messy palette. The palette was staying so clean up until the last little bit here, but maybe a little brighter right here. That's all right. It means we're mixing up a lot of color. So pretty. I don't know if you guys saw the flower last week, but I think my palette was like the all-time cleanest because there were just not as many colors. That was a fun painting. I really enjoyed that one. I think that was my favorite flower. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. All right, we'll just play around with this for another minute. It's time to finish up with a liner brush here. I'm just going to do it by adding these grass blades in. I've already spent 3 or 4 seconds putting in some limbs on the tree and some wire on the fence. This grass is really what's going to, it's going to push back all of these foreground elements that just kind of dead end. See that? We don't need those dead ending foreground elements, not in our painting. Oh no. What this is going to do is it's just going to incorporate everything together. It makes everything feel so much more detailed. I can't tell you how many times, I mean, it's not every time, but every once in a while, even more than maybe you would guess, I will not be super pleased with the painting, but by now I've kind of figured out that if you just wait till the liner brush, sometimes it all changes. I can't remember if there's been one this year, but I know there's been a few last year that happened that way. Like I was not sure if I really was doing all this right, and then I got to the liner brush and oh, it all just came together. Sometimes it just looks unfinished, and even I sometimes struggle seeing past the unfinishedness of it. There. Now here's some lighter tones going down right over top. Oh, that's pretty. You notice that the greens that we're using today are a little bit more springtime green. That's really nice. Not going crazy. I don't want it to be super busy or anything like that. Not too crazy. There. All right, well, I think we're done. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Don't forget to check out our website, DVDs, and brush line. Thanks for watching.